Hey guys, I'm Justin with Core Graphics, and we're going to be in Adobe Photoshop today, and I'm going to show you guys how exactly I made that shine effect on Duquesne 23's intro. Okay, so that little shine effect, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to go ahead and play the intro real fast so that we can get a good idea of what I'm talking about. The shine effect that I created for his intro, that's actually really easy to make and to animate in Photoshop. So let me go ahead and bring something in that we can work with. So I'll bring that in, and yeah, that's fine. And I'll set a black background to it. Here we go. And without the tutorial, this will probably take you guys no longer than 30 seconds. I'm not joking, you guys, whatsoever. But first thing we'll need to do is we set our colors to black and white. We're going to want our circle to be white, obviously. And we're going to want to create an ellipse. And then so we're just going to drag it. And then we're going to enable our transform tools. And then we are going to rotate it and align it so that way our little circle will cover the whole thing. Alrighty, that's looking pretty good. And then I'll rasterize it, and then I'll do a create clipping mask and drop down the fill or the opacity. And you can do that to your liking, that's completely up to you. I drop it to, I think I did around 20 or 25% in his intro. And now what we have to do is we need to smoothen out the edges so that way it doesn't look that hard and it looks, well, rather smooth. And we can do that easily by just blurring it. So go to blur, Gaussian blur, and choose to your liking. I've tried to go for somewhere in the middle of not too soft but not too hard either. Alrighty, that should be good. So when I go to move that, yeah, that looks fine. Now all we have to do is we create a video timeline, and we click down on this drop arrow, and we're gonna position our first frame for it, which I'm gonna drop that completely out of our little logo. And then I think for his intro, I think I might have did 10 frames for it to cycle completely through. Well, not cycle, but for it to run its course. So alright, so that's midpoint, so that's fine. And then like that. So if I cycle it back, yeah, that's looking really good actually. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to increase this, like just move this a couple frames up. And now I'm just gotta work with the opacity. So first keyframe, I always keep that at 0. And then as it moves, let's see, I had the fill on 25 if I'm not mistaken. Why did I think I goofed somewhere. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Work with the opacity if you change the fill then. So I'm going to first keyframe that at 0. And then the keyframe right after it, I'm going to crank that up right to 100. So that way that comes in smooth. Alright, so now that has officially left. I'm going to keyframe it, and then right after it, I'm dropping that opacity right to 0. So if I was to preview this, somewhere a little around that, drag that back, I think around there should be fine, and hit play. There we go. Looks like I can't find a way how to play it infinitely, but oh well. But as you can see, we got that shine effect going across the logo right there. And that's exactly what I did for Duquesne 23's intro. Except with his being animated, I just chose an area that it would well sit, because his logo, it comes in and then it kind of just stops for a second and it zooms up really slow before it's like in your face, and then it ends. So while it's zooming in really slow, that's when I chose to apply this effect. I know that some of you guys on the video that he posted about it, a lot of you guys said that it looked a lot like Machinima's intro, and I'm not gonna lie, it does. But that was something that my client was going for. Well, Duquesne was going for anyway, so that's what I created for him. Whenever you guys get an intro from me, you tell me what you want, and then that's what I make. But that's pretty much the gist of how to make the shine effect in Photoshop. And after you do all that, of course you're just going to want to go to export and then render video. And this will come up soon. Almost getting there. Slowly. Painfully slowly. Just about. So finally, here we are. And because I usually take my work to After Effects, then I'll work with the alpha channel and then pre-multiplied black, which usually I typically don't do because I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, but I'll disable the background layer and then go to straight matte. But since this does have a black background, I would just go to pre-multiplied with black, and then I would select what I want. I typically choose QuickTime and then work area, because that's really all I need. Or I'll just do it as individual frames, depending on how I feel at the time. But yeah, that is how you do this effect in Photoshop. I am Justin with Core Graphics, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Take care, guys.